and welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara O'Brien, and joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Catherine Ryan and Josh Widdicombe, Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Catherine, which category would you like?
Could I have world news?
OK, your category is world news, and the answer is 197. What is the question?
Is it Dara O'Brien's hat size?
Oh, hey, that's really hard, Lee.
What a way to start the series. That is unbelievable.
It's 198. Is it, what are the first 3 numbers of the decade most Googled by the staff of Operation U-Tree?
On a similar note, is it in fact how many times have the Coronation Street writers had to rewrite the script in the last month?
Is it,
Sorry. Very quiet in the Rovers' return tonight, isn't it?
wait till the courts throw out. They'll be in.
Is it how many pounds did Amazon pay in tax last year?
Is it?
Fight the power.
Is it, what is the combined age of Joan Rivers and a 1-year-old?
Is it in fact how many times did I try and vote for the egg-throwing woman on Saturday night?
Is it how many members of Attraction would it take to make a shadow figure of Eric Pickles?
Is it in fact how many Findus lasagnas could you get out of this year's Grand National winner?
Is it, if I watch any 5 minutes of Game of Thrones, what is the average amount of tits I will see?
Is it how many margarita cocktails can you make from one pizza?
Have you wondered why nobody comes to your Mexican nights anymore?
Is it what number Downing Street has Cameron put Nick Clegg in?
It is correct answer, 197.
Is it how many baby hamsters can you get in a shoebox?
And that is the correct answer.
I will genuinely give you the right answer.
Is it?
No, it's not.
What's my room number, ladies?
Is it how many intelligence reports have been produced as a result of the PRISM programme?
Absolutely, thank you very much, Hugh. Well done, very well. Yes, the question I was looking for was how many intelligence reports has GCHQ generated from the US government's surveillance programme PRISM in the last year? This is the news that the US National Security Agency, the NSA, has tapped into the servers of 9 internet companies to track online communication. GCHQ, the British government communications headquarters, has had access to the system since 2010. Are we alarmed and frightened by this development?
No.
No.
Why would you be?
Next question.
They've tapped into Facebook.
Yeah.
Who's planning terrorism on Facebook? Who's inviting you to the event Death to the West? Maybe attending. Just someone stockpiling chemicals on Farmville. That is not how it works.
There is always a possibility, I suppose, that terrorists have changed their status, isn't there? Oh, no, I went from sleeper to active.
It's complicated. Who cares? Who cares? Because people are genuinely worried because the Americans are listening in, right? And they're telling the British about stuff and they're using Chinese technology, so the Chinese are listening in. Who cares if the Chinese are listening to your conversation? It's not like the Red Army are going to turn up on your doorstep going, "You've got to stop phoning your girlfriend drunk late at night. You've got to get over that, man. She was Sean now. You've got to respect it. Come on. Hug it out."
Like, if it is a crime to look at the Facebook of someone you hardly know, I am in serious shit. I don't want to be stood in court with them going, right, now we move on to the album Corfu 2008. He's nodding as if to go, I know that album.
I thought I'd had a few views more than I was expecting.
One way of making sure that no one's watching you is to present a show on ITV4.
How's that going, Milt?
Yeah.
Some of them are fine. You can look at Facebook. Obviously, everyone knows about privacy issues on Facebook. Yahoo, I'm sure they're getting a lot of stuff off Yahoo. Paltalk, I don't know who they are. AOL, they're still just one thing every so. Oh, somebody was on AOL. Somebody's on AOL. They could practically, the NSA could probably ring them and go, "Why are you still on AOL?"
You know, so AOL are very old, but Microsoft were one of the first to be.
They were the
used
first in
this, weren't they?
2007. Yeah.
Do you think that's what that bloody Microsoft Office paperclip was?
You look like you're planning a terrorist atrocity.
You seem to be writing a letter. Would you like some help?
Writing
Then
a
I'll
letter.
send it to the CIA.
I didn't mind the idea that GCHQ were actually listening to your phone conversations, because I thought it'd be nice if there was at least one call centre in Britain where they gave a toss about what you were saying.
How did the story come to light?
There was a man called Edward Snowden,
Yes.
who is a whistleblower. He blew the whole gaff wide open, man, and then went to Hong Kong.
I don't trust whistleblowers because the last one sent me on a cross-country run with pants on.
He wants to go to Iceland, doesn't he?
He does want to go to Iceland.
And do you know
yeah.
why he wants to go to Iceland?
Because
Well,
Iceland.
there's no wonder that people who don't keep mum want to go to Iceland.
Yes. But he was not employed by the CIA. He was employed by a company to whom the CIA outsourced their spying needs.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Called Booz
Booz
Allen Hamilton. Booz Allen, which sounds like the most unimaginative nickname ever, doesn't it? This is Booz Allen, that's Drugs Phil. And, this is getting sucked off behind a Bins Rodney.
In other news, what's happening here?
Is someone having a bath with inflatable skyscrapers?
That is, in fact, a whistleblower hiding from the world's press.
You know, that's what bath time looks like every day if you're a nipple.
Bravo.
Imagine waking up and seeing that out of your hotel window. You'd think, my God, that was a better night than I was expecting.
In his mind. Do we know what it is or where it is?
It's a massive inflatable duck.
Yes.
That has been doing a tour of major cities of the world. It's an art installation.
Yes.
It's ended up in Hong Kong.
What else been doing in Hong Kong?
It got punctured, I think.
It did get
deflated,
punctured, yeah.
didn't
It deflated quite dramatically.
Yeah.
This is how it looks midway through that process.
Oh, for God's sake, grow up!
That's fantastic. That was like a genuine... Wait. Oh, no, William Redis, for once on the Mock the Week, a genuine human emotion. The eye reacted. This is how it looks about, like, the following morning.
It looks like Eric Pickles has gone swimming and lost his trunks, doesn't it?
That's a massive...
It was. It's an art installation which has travelled the world and it got punctured in... and it never came here. Which would be an awful shame, because I'd love to see during the Jubilee, you know, just floating in the background, that really long, boring event where there's loads of boats. Fern Cotton is chatting to some Dunkirk survivors going, and was it really scary? And then a giant yellow duck just drifts.
Let's do that, though.
Quack.
If you're going to do that, though, I agree with you. I think we need more massive inflatable animals. They could have a massive yellow duck on the river. They should have a massive inflatable pigeon at the top of the Shard. And a massive inflatable hamster on the London Eye.
I feel really sad for the lady who was disappointed to have missed the duck. She said it was a childhood dream. What kind of childhood dream? Like, yeah, I'm gonna quit astronaut school and go see a giant inflatable duck.
Yeah. Did they get left Hong Kong when it saw the massive inflatable pancakes and the massive inflatable hoisin sauce?
I think it's a shame it's left Hong Kong, because as a comedian, I think, as comedians, I think we probably all regret not taking the opportunity to go and hear some Chinese people genuinely saying this duck is rubbery.
Now, it's not a new story, that one, but this is about it. Why has the Chinese government now banned the phrase "big yellow duck" from internet searches?
Oh, it's some really horrible porn you don't want to see, though.
No, it's nothing to do with duck-based pornography.
Isn't it a Tiananmen Square thing?
Yes, there is, absolutely, because we just passed an anniversary of Tiananmen Square, and in the run-up to it, people were using that image. I mean, that's the famous iconic image of Tiananmen Square, of the man standing in front of the tanks, which has been variously changed on Chinese websites to images like this one. So
In many ways, that's more scary.
it's actually more frightening that the duck would be the tool of an oppressive state.
Apparently the Hong Kong government were going to vote to see if they could try and feed the duck through the window of a giant skyscraper. But the bill didn't go through.
At the end of that round, the points go to Josh, Catherine and Andy.
Now we play a round called the Great Gagsby. This game involves Milton, Andy and Josh. If you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch the wheel of news, and whoever chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. OK, here we go. Let's have our first topic, please. The first subject is health. Can I have somebody in that? Andy Parsons.
That's one hell of a gingerbread man, isn't it? According to my doctor, she was saying that I've got an underactive thyroid. She said one of the symptoms of this was lifeless hair. I said I may have had this for a while. Doctor said I was borderline overweight. I said, surely that also means I'm borderline ideal. She said apparently they're using testosterone injections in men to help them control their weight. And I was getting, you know, if you are full of testosterone, you know, chances are if you do see a donut, you'll rather more try and shag it than eat it. And apparently bald people, what they're saying in new research is that bald people aren't in fact bald, their hair is just sleeping. Which is definitely going to come as a shock when Wayne Rooney's hair wakes up and finds somebody else just moved in.
Thank you very much, Andy Parsons. OK, let's spin the wheel again. The next subject is parties. Who wants to come in? Josh Whittaker.
Looks like an exciting party, doesn't it? I got invited recently to a thing called a traffic lights party. I don't know if you've been invited to one of these. What it is, if you haven't been, it's a party for single people, and it is the bleakest thing humanity has ever done. It's a party where you go wearing the colour of a traffic light, depending on your availability to sleep with a stranger. So you wear red if you're not available, orange if it's a maybe, and green if you have absolutely no self-respect at all. I didn't go because I'm a driver, I know how traffic lights work, I know how that party's going to end. It's going to end with one girl stood in green, and then a queue of men with me at the back, slowly pushing forward, going, please be still green when I get there. Please be still green when I get there. Also, I'm a driver. I've driven with people. When they see orange, they'll just go, well, that's essentially green if I go out fast enough, isn't it? Who is wearing red to a traffic light party? If you're wearing red, you do not need to go to a traffic light party. What are your other options? Turning up at A&E and going, no, I'm fine, I just want to watch the carnage of others. Thank you very much.
Thank you very, very much. Well done, Josh. So that leaves us with Milton. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. Topic is history.
(348 BC). The breakfast cereal Frosties is invented by Alexander the Great. (303 AD). St. George slays the dragon with his new invention, the sword. The other dragons offer him all the money for 20% of the company. (1896). H.G. Wells publishes the book The Time Machine. 1897, H.G. Wells writes the book The Time Machine. 2400 BC. The Chinese merchant Zhang Zhou, the man who discovered gunpowder, is buried on the outskirts of Peking, western Shanghai, and parts of Nepal. 1571. You have no new messages. And finally, 3642 AD. H.G. Wells is born.
Thank you very much. Well done. Points there for Milton Jones. Our next round is called Headliners. Here's a picture of David Cameron recently, but what does CIEL stand for? That is Brian Blessed standing beside him for some random reason.
Is it what Cameron had for lunch? Crisps, ice cream, eagle, lilt.
Is it just simply Cameron is entered by Lucifer?
Is he going cretins, i.e. liberals?
Is this why we're so unpopular in Europe? Is it Cameron's interpreter exceptionally loud?
Bonjour!
Has he seen Boris up on a window ledge? And it's Cameron insistently encourages leap.
Maybe he's just trying to have a nice time. Cameron never has a good day. And he's saying, can't I enjoy London?
That would be great. And then into a musical montage of Cameron hanging off the back of a bus, putting on a hat. Oh, for one day, I'm in Trafalgar Square, spinning around. That'd be great. Oh, let's all chip in for him to get like one of those hop-on, hop-off tickets. The C is for Cameron and it's about electability. Anyone know what it is?
Couple in ecstatic love.
Let me shout sweet nothings in your ear!
Clear.
I'm coming!
Can we please get the correct answer, please? We need to move on.
Something like Cameron is electoral liability?
Yes, I'll take that. Well done, Josh Widdicombe. Very good. Thank you. The answer I was looking for was Cameron is electoral liability. This is news for the first time in his premiership. David Cameron is less popular than the Conservative Party is overall. The findings come in a recent poll conducted by former Tory Treasurer Lord Ashcroft, revealing disappointment in Cameron's performance and leading some to question his position as head of the party, most notably, presumably, Lord Ashcroft. But is this, even if people like Lord Ashcroft are turning against him, is this the end for Cameron?
I don't know. What are you looking at me for?
For Cameron to be less popular than his own party, he's like the Dappy to his N-dubs. He is the Terry Katona to his Atomic Kitten. He's the Justin Bieber to Canada. It's low.
He also uses turns of phrase like, I have to say it, I have to say it. Imagine him at home. So, I have to say it, this is a really marvellous salad dressing. Do you have to, David? Do you have to say that? Are your wife and children being held hostage by balsamic jihad?
So when balsamic jihad died, did they get 72 bottles of extra virgin olive oil? How has he fallen out with some of his own MPs in the last one?
Gay marriage.
Gay marriage was the major one, yeah.
A lot of Tories aren't happy about gay marriage, which is kind of odd because a lot of them are gay and married, from what I can tell.
I'm all in favour of campaigning for same-sex marriage, but as a married person with young children, I'm more concerned about a some-sex marriage.
It's going to affect family life. I don't know how.
Apparently, if there are gay people happy somewhere in the world, you know it. Sitting there having tea with your wife, you can hear it in the distance, pounding disco beats of a great gay marriage, and you know it's somewhere there, and you look at your wife.
I'm going to have to get a divorce.
This is a sham! This is a sham! This whole institute we signed up for is now worth nothing. No, don't do it to me.
I mean, there's not much enjoyment of marriage that goes around, from what I could tell from when I grew up. Sorry, that was a bit bleak.
Indeed, Lord Dealer, one of his former police chief, tried to put through a spoiler bill. I do like the idea of spoiler bill. That's a guy you don't want to have in your life, isn't it? One spoiler bill. Did you see the episode of Game of Thrones? Let me tell you exactly what happened. Who invited Spoiler Bill to the party? Really walking around ruining shit. Oh, have you not seen the end of Breaking Bad? Oh, what? Don't tell me. I've never seen Breaking Bad.
Tell you what you get to see in Game of Thrones, 197 tits.
Which Tory grandee has voiced concern over gay marriage?
This is Norman.
Norman
isn't
Tebbit,
He
yes.
said, what is to stop me marrying my son to avoid inheritance tax? To which you think, well, probably the fact that you're married to someone already, like your son's mother, and possibly the reaction of your son, one would hope. We are not consummating this!
Although it's unusual that he would offer up his own son for marriage and without checking with the son was okay with this particular plan.
If his son is watching, you can do better.
Who has other Tory grandees? Baroness Knight, what did she say?
She tried to be positive, and she said, I like a lot of homosexuals. A lot of them are into antiquing.
No, she said they're very good at antiques.
Oh, they're good at antiques?
Yes, very good at things like antiques. That's there.
That's not how it works. When you come out, you don't go, well, I realised I was gay when I realised I was obsessed with both types of Chippendale.
It saves time, though, doesn't it, if you can combine dogging with a car boot sale?
You ever seen one of those gay pride marches where they go, what do we want? Furniture. When do we want it? 100 years after it was made.
I'll be slightly
You
worried.
have to route them very carefully so you don't pass through any really good antique shops because the whole parade grinds to a halt. Oh, that is lovely.
I'm a bit worried. In that photo, just to the left of her, she seems to be being watched by a wolf.
She doesn't want gays at all, so she can continue to dominate the drag queen circuit.
The Conservative Party are in a bit of trouble, aren't they? Because the average age of their members is 68. And you're thinking, if they have another winter like last winter, they're wiped out of the next general election.
Why was Britain's Got Talent incorrectly titled this week?
Because of the talent?
All jokes about there being a lack of talent, exempt Jack Carroll, who's a legend, and well done, Jack. But
The talent wasn't British.
yes, the talent was not British.
Imagine that.
I know. Your visa could still run out, Pet, all right? As could mine. Yes, it was one. Who name of the people who won? Attraction.
Hungarian.
They were Hungarian. Look at these immigrants enjoying themselves.
The last thing about
Living off our money here.
they want
Bloody immigrants on the telly taking all our Jews are onto me. Yeah, they weren't even staying. They did their act. Interesting, they did their act in Hungary and they did it in a German talent show and they didn't get past the second round in either of them. Do you know what the German one was called?
Supertalent.
Das Supertalent. Yeah, das Supertalent mit Attraction, ja. Diese Nacht an der Supertalent mit der Singers unter der Dancer und der Funky Time. What event overshadowed the performance?
This was Simon Cowell being hit by some eggs.
Yes.
It was a shame that they weren't still in the delivery lorry, wasn't it?
or in the chicken. That'd have been particularly good if you meant to egg him via a chicken at this stage.
Extraordinary, isn't it? A woman throwing her eggs at Simon Cowell. That is a great act of optimism.
Fantastic. At the end of that round, the points go to Chris, Hugh and Milton. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see, so if everyone can make their way over to the performance area. I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is...
Me.
Unlikely lines from a cosmetics commercial.
Do you want tighter, smoother skin? Why not try getting fat?
For a rich, all-over tan, get into a bath David Dickinson's just got out of.
Do you suffer from low self-esteem, feel like a failure, think you can't go on? Then take 200 Nurofen. That should do the trick.
Maybe she's born with it. Maybe she got it off that guy in Ibiza.
Now, Daphne here is wearing a lot of concealer. Daphne?
What's my secret? I murdered my first husband.
Want thicker, fuller lips? Then try telling a nightclub bouncer he's a twat to his face.
Clinique. Because clinic reminds you of chlamydia and stuff.
This eyeliner really works. And it tastes good too. That's why we call it chicken tikka mascara.
I'm Dean Gaffney, and I'm worth it.
We don't test any of our products on animals. We use Filipino children.
Is your man hairy all over? Then why not try head, shoulders, knees and toes?
New anti-wrinkle cream for men. My scrotum has never felt so smooth.
For the most relaxing bubble bath imaginable. Why not have a little cheeky wank when you're in there?
Do you dream of longer, fuller lashes? Then you should try re-evaluating your priorities.
Sweaty from the tube, frizzy hair from the rain, black snot. She's got the London look.
3 steps to a better skin. No crisps, no chips, no burgers.
OK, the next topic is unlikely things to hear on Doctor Who.
When I was giving you a quote as your cleaner, Doctor, I was giving you a quote from the outside.
No, there isn't going to be a new doctor. I'm being replaced by a helpline.
That is the last time we park the TARDIS outside the Portaloos at Glastonbury.
Davros, we meet again. Oh, Lord Sugar, I'm so sorry.
Hey, saw you from across the TARDIS, and I think I regenerated in my pants.
Doctor, doctor, you must help me. I think I'm a pair of curtains.
Tragic news about the Ood. There's been a terrible flood. They tried to escape into the wood, but it didn't do any good, and now they're all dooed.
No, I'm a doctor who works for the World Health Organization.
Yes, I mainly hang around young women. Yes, I was on television in the 1970s. Where are you going with this?
You've got to believe me, Clara. This is our best chance. Now, unzip my flies and I'll explain later.
Let's go forward in time by an hour. Then we get a quid off the pizza.
Now, the first thing to remember on planet Xenon is turn off data roaming.
We are 10 million years in the future. H.G. Wells has just got married.
You are the doctor. I am the tracheotomy patient.
I am the doctor. I am 1,200 years old. And this is my assistant, who's 27.
Josh, Captain and Andy. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Andy Parsons, Catherine Ryan and Josh Widdicombe. Commiserations to Chris Allison, Hugh Dennis and Milton Jones. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night.
And Mock the Week is back at the same time next Thursday with guests Gary Delaney, Miles Jupp and Nathan Caton.
Welcome to Mock the Week. Thank you very much. I'm Dara Breen. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Nathan Caton and Miles Jupp, Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Gary Delaney. We start tonight with our round called Headliners. Here's a picture of some powerful people getting together this week. But what does LAGS stand for?
Is it Leaders Admire Glossy Surface?
Is it how David Icke sees the G8? Lizards, aliens, Germans, sociopaths.
A brief concession to reality from David there with the Germans.
Is it? Lonely angler goes speed dating.
Is it? It's probably just Cameron describing what's going to happen, isn't it? He's probably going, later, after globalisation, strippers.
Is it leaders assembled for Gangnam Style?
I think it might be what you can do in Ella Skinner at night, which is look at Google or sleep.
Is it in fact look at guilty supplier? And you've got to look at whoever ran the table you think has been supplying arms to Syria.
Interestingly, Putin's not making a lot of eye contact in that game, is he? He's just staring at the table.
Is it in fact Nick Clegg's role in the whole thing? Liberals are getting snacks.
Is it describing the G8 conference lame attempt to give a shit?
Cameron's just probably describing what's going to happen.
Smash the system! Smash the system!
Yeah.
Well done.
After we've been paid.
Yeah. Citizen Addison. But is it just leaders all gather somewhere?
I so wish it did.
Is it leaders attend global summit?
It is, of course. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Yes, the answer I was looking for was leaders attend global summit. This is news that David Cameron has played host to world leaders at the G8 summit in Enniskillen in Northern Ireland. The two-day event saw the leaders discuss Cameron's proposals for a crackdown on tax havens, EU and USA trade arrangements and the conflict in Syria. Well, as Cameron and indeed the people at Enniskillen were the good hosts.
The hotel they're holding this summit in is bankrupt. Yeah. They're holding a summit to fix the global financial crisis in a hotel bankrupted by the global financial crisis. It's like holding a session for a drug user in Charlie Sheen's bathroom.
This is a photograph of the leaders outside near Lough Erne, looking for some reason like a Sabutio team, where they've been nailed to that plank.
So it's like something you send away for in the Sunday Express magazine. You pay £19.99 a month.
This ceramic model of the world leaders can be yours in 10 different parts.
It's like a fairground shooting game for Al Qaeda.
They were holding it in Northern Ireland, weren't they? And I suppose one of the advantages of holding it in Northern Ireland is if they do have any anti-G8 protesters, people in Northern Ireland are just going to laugh at them, aren't they? You know, call that a protest. We'll show you a protest.
It's good for the protesters themselves, because I would imagine Northern Ireland is one of the best places to find a cheap second-hand balaclava.
I did a tour last year and I was talking about the riots in London, and there was a point where I would go, "Did you see the riots?" to the audience, you know, and Northern Ireland, in Derry, they went, "Riots, my hole." Like a genuine civic pride in how much better their riots were than the riots. One bloke shouted, "That was a shopping trip." And the reason I brought up always is because there's one thing when it comes to riots, and this may have been like in their mind. There's one thing that they have in Northern Ireland that the rest of the UK don't have when it comes to riots. Do you know what it is?
A loyalty card?
No. Hello, John. Hello. Yeah, back again.
Looting you again.
Yeah.
A genuine grievance?
No, a piece of equipment. It's actually the UK's, but they're all stored in Northern Ireland.
It's water cannons.
It's water cannons.
But they could make those friendlier by popping a Barocca in.
Hang on, if you put a Barocca into a water cannon...
You just get friendly foam. It'd be like a disco. Everyone would love it.
So it would be orange. It might be a bit antagonistic.
Yeah. All of the UK's water cannons are stored in Northern Ireland. The funny thing is, if you ask that in Northern, everyone in Northern Ireland knows that. If you ask, hey, why were there no water cannons at the London riots? Everyone in Northern Ireland knows what. But if you ask in, say, Northampton, why were there no water cannons at the London riots? The genuine first answer was hosepipe ban. As if they didn't use it in case middle-class people pretended to riot to get their... Oh, come on, I'm rioting! Yeah. I'm rioting near the Begonias. I'm rioting here. What's been banned for the first time in the GH?
Wives. They're not, no partners are allowed.
No partners, golfing resort, Ireland. It sounds more like a stag do than a summit.
Michelle Obama stayed in Dublin, I think, didn't she? And they went to Riverdance. Is that still on in Dublin?
No,
Riverdance?
actually, we must have put it on specially. Literally, I think they went, what are we going to do? Don't we have some dancers still lying around, you know, in parks with their legs still moving, just looking for... We'll dance for cash, written on a time. Really?
The Obamas think that the reason that in Riverdance they only use the lower half of the body to dance with is because in Ireland all the arms have been decommissioned.
I like that. That's really good.
I think that our work is done.
A long journey. They got there at the end.
They usually have a special programme of, like, sort of visits and lectures for all the wives. And you have to feel sorry for Angela Merkel's husband, just generally.
Oh, Joe Merkel. Sorry.
Didn't Barack Obama talk to some of the kids before the G8 started? I thought that was good, because out of all the leaders, he's probably the best one. One, because he's obviously a great speaker, and also because most of the young white kids nowadays are talking like they're black. So, probably anyone who can relate.
What else did Barack Obama get that Putin wanted?
Michelle Obama.
Yeah. Quite possibly, but
he got the gym.
Yeah. He got the gym, yeah.
He got the gym. There was a fight over who would get to go in the gym.
Because they wouldn't work out at the same time.
Fair enough. It's very difficult to negotiate with somebody who you've seen vigorously toweling their balls. So, what about trade? Can we talk about this later? No, now's as good a time as any.
But he lost, didn't he? Obama got it because Putin gave in because he said he was going to get his exercise by swimming in the lock.
Yes, there's a lake lock
very early in the morning.
It's odd that Putin wanted to swim in an icy lake, because that's normally what happens to his critics.
You know, Putin, you know, because he loves the hard man image, doesn't he? This is just a photo opportunity for him. You know exactly that when he comes out of that Northern Irish lake, he'll have a bear going, I just found this. Just a KGB guy in a suit going, can they get out yet? Shut up.
What tax reforms have they agreed?
They have agreed, basically, that they should do more with tax havens, and they should be more... transparent.
There's always ways around it, though, isn't there? I mean, Jimmy Carr's registered as a Channel Island.
I think he's literally registered as a Jimmy Carr. He just pays road tax.
Cameron spoke to things the other day about what he wanted to clamp down on, and for some reason it sank to me that he wanted to clamp down on secretive companies in secretive locations. And there's something about
it's a perfume ad.
It is, yeah. Secretive companies In secretive locations. Your armpit.
But it's all this to do with avoid and evade nonsense, isn't it?
Yeah.
You can avoid tax, but you can't evade tax.
Yeah, that's right, because avoidance is legal, whereas evasion is illegal. And if you are sent to jail for evasion, you will find out what it's like to have a loophole abused.
In other news, why might this be affecting children?
The story is that there's concern that Lego minifigures are becoming angrier. They're looking angrier, right? Of course they're angry. Of course Lego figures are angry. They're all alcoholics. It's all this for them.
No, the report was that over the years, Lego toys have become more realistic and included more unhappy faces. It's been studied by the Department of Too Much Time on Their Hands in the University of Why Don't Other Scientists Take Me Seriously? That apparently Lego figures have become more, they've expressed more... And a lot of it is due to the fact that, like, now Lego have a lot of kind of links in characters, like the Hulk. It doesn't work if you have a Hulk Lego figure going, hi, I'm the Hulk, with a benign face.
Don't make me placid. You wouldn't like me when I'm placid.
There could be many more Lego faces that would be more appropriate, because you could have lots of happy ones, you could have miserable ones, you could have some Lego men that look quite paranoid, as if perhaps they wondered as if they were being controlled by giants.
I mean, yesterday I was a fireman, and today I seem to be on a boat. Really, honestly, there's no job consistency here, like whatever. You train for one thing, you'll end up doing anything in Legoland.
It's the modern life, isn't it? You don't have a trade for life anymore.
Yes.
We're all Lego men now, Dara. We're all Lego men now.
No. Listen, we are all Lego men. This is what we would look like. Okay. Three of us look ridiculous, and Andy looks like Lego Colombian drug dealer.
Well, Hugh looks like George Michael.
Exactly.
That image is exactly what I think of when I'm trying to delay orgasm.
I wish I could agree.
Give that round. Chris, you and Gary are the winners!
That never happened.
Now we play a round called It Must Be Something IG8. This game involves Nathan, Gary and Miles. So if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launch a wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. OK, here we go. Let us spin the wheel. The first subject is showbiz. Who wants to come in on that? Miles Jupp.
Well, what can I tell you about show business? Almost nothing. No, in fact, it's very nice to see an audience. To be perfectly honest, that's not always been the case. I remember doing a gig about 12 years ago in Edinburgh. I was doing a gig one night, and there was one person in the audience. The entire audience was made up of one person, right? And in those days, I was in a double act, right? Now, if you're in an opera or something and you and the orchestra outnumber the audience, there is possibly some dignity involved. If you're in a double act and you outnumber the audience, that is pretty much the bleakest thing that can happen, right? But we went for it because we were young and keen. Jupp and George, we were called. He's a policeman now, no longer allowed to be amusing. We were going for it. It was actually going all right, but after about 5 minutes, the audience... He put his hand up, and we said, what is it, Joe? He said, I'm really sorry to do this to you, but I have to go to the lavatory. We had to wait for him to come back.
All right, let's spin the wheel again. Next subject is nightclubs. Who wants to come in on that? Nathan.
Yes, so nightclubs. I've got to a stage in my life now where I'm not kind of a fan of nightclubs anymore. Like little things about nightclubs annoy me, like nightclub bouncers, for example. You get those big, massive guys who take their job a bit too seriously. They stand at the front and go, no, you can't come in, you can't come in, yeah. I said so, yeah. I'm here because I'm the boss, all right? I'm here because I'm the boss. It's like, no, you're here because you haven't got any qualifications, man. Don't get it twisted. Of course, I don't say that to his face, because I'm not dumb, you know. I've got qualifications. The biggest reason though why I don't like nightclubs is because I don't operate well in nightclubs. Like, you know, like approaching women, for example. Like, I've got something in me that in nightclubs doesn't work. It's called manners. Right? One time I was doing this gig, right? It was this out-of-town gig. I was staying over for the night, so I thought, you know what, I'll go to a nightclub, you know, check out the local nightlife. I'm in the club, I see this nice girl, very attractive, so I thought, OK, you know what, I'll approach her, right? So I walked up to her and went, hey, how you doing, you all right? You having a good night? And she went, idiot, though, you're trying to shut me up, yeah? Get me rotted, bitch, what are you doing, man? I'm like, well, I'm going to talk to you, man. Get me rotted, bitch, idiot. I was like, what the hell? Listen, look, calm down. Look, firstly, all I did was say hello, trying to make polite conversation. And secondly, you're a white girl in a nightclub in Cornwall.
Thank you very much, Nathan. So that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And relationships.
Sorry. That does actually look like me and my girlfriend. Apparently, in Norfolk, the marriage guidance service is called Related. My girlfriend says I'm not very romantic. The other day we were kissing on the sofa. She said, how about we take this into the bedroom? I said, OK, you get the other end. When she suggested we try playing doctors and nurses, I was really hoping for something sexier than being left in a corridor for 2 days. My girlfriend and I are trying for a baby. Her mom's agreed to help out, just till I get hard. She's going to see that on telly as well. That's terrible. They always say you'll find the love of your life when you're not really looking, which was true, but by then I'd run her over. I've been trying to persuade my girlfriend to sexually stimulate me with her keyring, but she just keeps fobbing me off, so... When I heard you could now be a sperm donor by post, I came in a jiffy. I went to a swingers club. The doorman goes, it's £15 to get in, or you can pay £20. That includes a meal. I paid £20. I went in. This oiled, naked guy comes up to me and goes, hello, my name's Emil. I once had a one-night stand and I didn't get an erection. That isn't cool. Luckily, the woman I was with was really understanding. She just said, don't worry, that used to happen to me. Thank you.
Well done. Aim that round. Points going to go to Lady. Come on back. Now we play a round called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Nathan, which category would you like?
Health, please.
OK, your category is health, and the answer is 8. What is the question?
Is it when talking to Barack Obama, how many black friends does David Cameron claim to have?
Is it what might bras look like if breasts were arranged vertically?
So, according to figures given to the tax office, how many coffees has Starbucks ever sold?
Yeah.
Is it, after what hour are you legally permitted to consume square mint chocolates?
Is it how many times has Julian Assange watched the complete DVD collection at the Ecuadorian embassy?
Is it, in fact, how many Father's Day cards did Boris Johnson get?
Is it how many episodes of Top of the Pops from the 1970s are safe to repeat?
Is it how many thousand people are looking at this thinking, why is Lamar doing comedy?
Including Lamar.
Is it, in fact, how many days should this year's winner of The Voice reserve for their career?
It's about the NHS.
Is it, in fact, how many commandments are there now for patient care?
Yes, you're absolutely right. Thank you very much, Andy Parsons. That is it. Yes, the question I was looking for was how many care commandments are being proposed for hospitals to help improve standards for patients. This is the news that the Care Quality Commission proposes that doctors and nurses should be issued with 8 fundamentals of care to ensure that patients are treated well. The charter, to be displayed in every ward and GP surgery across the country, is one of a number of proposals to improve standards of health care. Now, obviously, traditionally there are 10 commandments, but they felt unnecessary to include the one about the donkey.
Is there one about the donkey?
What's
a donkey? It's an oxen, isn't it?
Welcome to Mock the Week 458 BC.
Thou shalt not cover thy neighbour's drip.
Thou shalt have a right to wear a gown that doesn't show your bum. Food that can be cut with a knife.
They're so desperate for money. My nan was in hospital recently and they had to kick her off her trolley because they were taking it back to Asda for the £1.
I've heard your nan's off her trolley anyway.
I can't offend any more family today.
In other news, what has been compared this week to a bad pub quiz?
Is it Mock the Week?
That is the least of the things that's been said about
It's
this.
the UK, it's the UK citizenship test.
It is a
isn't
citizenship test, yes.
Isn't part of the problem? The questions are too trivial. They said, right? But I think they should just ask them like real British questions, like for example, what scares you more, terrorism or snow? Snow? Welcome to the country.
I'll give you some samples of the question, right? Just so you get the idea of what stuff is being asked. And the problem is, you cherry pick any of these, you can make it all seem ridiculous. But they're quizzes, stuff like this. Which of the following statements is correct? The Mousetrap is a play that's been running in London's West End since 1952, or it's an environmental policy aimed to prevent mice from destroying crops. I like the way that it's like an ad for the Mousetrap, which needs, you know. Other questions, which sport can be traced back to 15th century Scotland? Surfing, Formula 1, golf, or motorbike racing? These are the actual questions. These are actual questions off the test.
But this isn't like a bad pub quiz. This is like one of those quizzes at the end of before the break on ITV.
It is very, very difficult, though, isn't it? Because you've got to decide what to do with immigration. Everybody's got their different views on it. And the thing is that you have to make sure that people are going to fit in. And I heard this fantastic conversation with this bloke this week who went, what I should do is I should just ask one question, right? I should say, should there be immigration? And if they say no, you should let them in.
Well, they think it'd be great if midway through the test it would stop and go, OK, you've got Welsh citizenship.
Do you want to start?
It's difficult, though, isn't it? For English citizenship, you should simply go, can you make this sound?
I think all they need is, rather than a test, they should give them more that crib sheet they give to Indian call centre workers. You know, hello, this is Tony. No, it's not Tony. What's the weather there like, Tony? Rainy. Yes. We've been found out. Shut it down. Move to Lahore. Open up again. Which publication did Charles and Camilla feature in recently?
Reader's Wives.
Very much not, no.
They're in the Beano, so that's 2 outmoded institutions for the price of 1.
That's right, they've got a new strip called Lord Snooty and his homeopath.
Yes, that's it in the Beano, yes, celebrating their 75th anniversary. Hang on, what was that? Put that back up again. What the hell was that? You just popped up. No, not that one. Don't the one you hid from us. Show us that one again. Show us that one again. We've seen it. That! What the hell was that? When were you planning to run that one in? Some of us come out of that really badly.
Andy appears to be a baby.
Andy's tiny.
Andy's a baby.
I appear to be Minnie the Minx or something like that.
I am huge. I'm like a giant... you look like Sigourney Weaver or something.
Which one of us is holding the love beads? Because they ain't going anywhere near me.
You look a bit like Wayne Rooney.
Oh, we're all the losers there.
Great, that's been done by the person who actually draws Dennis Fernandes. Yes. Why are we losers? Surely that's a life win.
Why would you look at me? I'm like a
tree. Have a tree with have a potato with a smaller potato hovering on top of that
Well, listen,
potato.
they've given me a chin that makes me look like a stealth bomber.
OK, at the end of that round, the points go to Andy, Nathan and Miles. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone can make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is unlikely things to hear on radio.
You're listening to Radio U-Tree, the cream of the 1970s, broadcasting live from Pentonville.
This is Jazz FM. You're listening by mistake.
This is the breakfast news. The Prime Minister had porridge, the Home Secretary had muesli.
My piles are giving me so much bloody grief. No. You're listening to Smooth FM.
This is the Somali shipping forecast. Don't go out there!
This is Magic FM. Pick a frequency, any frequency.
F9 hit. A2 miss. C3 hit. That was the battle shipping forecast.
You're listening to Radio 3. Anyone? 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 Bueller? Bueller?
On Talk Radio today, we've been discussing what a tosser Nick Clegg is. And now on the line, we've got David from Central London.
That was God is Dead by Black Sabbath. You're listening to Vatican Radio.
And at number one this week, Jedward, proving that teenage girls cannot be trusted with money.
Well, I'm in the eye in the sky with the travel report. I've waited 20 years to file this particular report. If I look down, I can see red lorry, yellow lorry, red lorry, yellow...
Don't touch that dial. I'm defrosting a pie.
Next up on Radio 1, Nick Grimshaw. He's not very good, but he's only 28, so he definitely didn't get up to anything in the 1970s.
Next, Ed Miliband lays out his policies in I'm sorry I haven't a clue.
It's now 10 p.m. on Radio 4. And before the news, here's 5 minutes of free porn.
OK, the next topic is things you wouldn't hear on a science documentary.
My favourite element is helium. I can't speak highly enough of it.
The solar system is so vast that it could comfortably accommodate your mum.
The most fascinating thing is, if you really spend enough time looking at the alignment of the stars, your wife will leave you.
They call it dark matter. Well, whatever it is, I've tried to flush it 4 times and it's still bloody there.
The light from this new, distant planet takes so long to get here that we're actually seeing things that happened years ago. And that's why scientists have named it Dave.
Tonight, we're discussing sports science. Is it a real job or is it just PE when it's raining?
In our next experiment, we're going to prove that putting Dara Ó Briain in a room full of young people still doesn't make science interesting.
I think we've got the points.
So, if we look through the telescope, we can see the biggest black hole ever found. Oh, no, I've left the lens cap on.
Weren't D-Ream shit?
How does your granny's stair lift work? Well, it's all to do with nanotechnology.
No, Nigel, that's not how you make a test tube baby. Get your penis out of the test tube.
So this is amazing, right? So what you're saying is that somewhere, Professor Cox, in a parallel universe, there is a me with hair. That's right, Dara.
The end of that round. Nobody gets any points at the end of that round. Everyone come back. Chris, you and Gary get the points. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Gary Delaney.
Get in.
Commiserations to Andy Parsons, Nathan Caton and Miles Jupp. Thank you for watching. I'm Dara Breen. Good night.
And Gary Delaney returns to Mock the Week as a guest next week alongside Holly Walsh and Josh Widdicombe. That's next Thursday at 10.
Hello and welcome to Mock the Week. I'm Dara Breen. Joining me this week are Andy Parsons, Holly Walsh and Josh Widdicombe, Chris Addison, Hugh Dennis and Gary Delaney. We start with a round called If This Is the Answer, What Is the Question? On the board are 6 categories. Holly, which category would you like?
Politics, please.
No problem. No, politics is the category. Let's have a look at the answer. 11.5 billion. What is the question?
What is the amount I stand to win if the new royal baby is called Trevor?
Is it how many laxatives is Nigella Lawson going to put in her husband's next cake?
Is it how many words are there in an iTunes terms and conditions update?
Is it how much of Eric Pickle's department agreed to cut from their biscuit budget?
Is it how many times does Berlusconi have to be found guilty before he actually goes to jail?
Wow. Is it how many times a day do I currently have to listen to Get Lucky by Daft Punk?
Is how many Tesco club card points do you need for 10p off a pack of cereal?
Is it how much has Dara Breen got his legs insured for?
You've never seen them.
Yeah.
You've never seen. You know how magical they are.
Is it how many times does a former Radio 1 DJ delete his internet browsing history when the doorbell rings?
How many Ferrero Rocher has Julian Assange eaten in the last year?
Is it quite simply think of a number?
No. Do they have the correct answer?
Yes. How much money does George Osborne want the government departments to cut in the spending review?
Absolutely right. Thank you very much, Chris Alistair. Thank you very much. Yes, the question I was looking for is how much money has Chancellor George Osborne agreed to cut from government departments in his latest spending review? Do we know when the spending review is supposed to kick in? When is this for?
Well, this spending review, it's essentially cuts, isn't it?
Yes.
They call it... review, but they mean cuts.
Yes.
I mean, imagine we all spoke like politicians. I, in fact, reviewed my toenails this morning, but I haven't been for a hair review for some time.
The departments are all fighting about it, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
They're fighting, and some departments have done worse than others. The MOD have got off quite lightly, but that's quite understandable. It's very difficult to negotiate with the MOD because they've got guns.
I dare they just walk in and just put them on the table.
Yeah,
or spin them. That'd be particularly impressive. They said, "Oh, I'm quite happy to negotiate this."
Yeah.
You know what?
Pick a number.
Other departments got off really lightly. I mean, nothing happened yet again to the Ministry of Sound. And you should have seen their Christmas party last year. It was massive.
I think they're not kind of thinking it through. There's easy ways to save money. I was a student. That's who you go to. Like, I just think Osborne make a massive bolognese. That'll get you through for like a year. And then I think Britain would save a lot of money if, say, we just got really drunk before you went out. That saves you a lot of money. And, like, if he just gave us his Orange Wednesdays code, that would save us a lot of money. Did you see the cartoon that George Osborne voiced about this to explain what the cuts will involve?
Is it Tory Story?
What type of pensioners are being singled out in this?
Rich pensioners.
Rich pensioners.
The worst of all the pensioners.
And how do we know which ones are rich? How do we possibly estimate?
Have they got a blue light underneath their trolley?
No, that is Dave's not rich. Dave's pension's what talk like that, yeah?
Yeah.
It's going to happen one day. In like 50 years, there'll be people going, "Can I have my pension, yeah, blood, yeah?" Besides, like, totally needing some beans and that.
So what they need to do, the government, they've got to cut stuff, and they've just got to think out of the box, haven't they? So they could, in fact, cut old age benefits and cut youth unemployment if they did the very logical thing, which is allow old people to burn young people.
How is that?
They're just not thinking. They're just not thinking.
You're right. They're right. They're not thinking. Why did that not come from them? I don't think there's somewhere there's a dry whiteboard with that written and a line gone through it. Where somebody went, I don't know
Let the
why.
weak die and burn young
They
people.
didn't think that. They were like, no, don't rub it off. Just put a line through it. We might come back to it.
Let's leave that one we're just going to put a pin in that one, and we might come back to it again. By the way, what did Labour say they would do about these cuts if they win the next election, which takes place before these
Ed
cuts go
Miliband
away?
said he would keep them exactly the same. There's only one policy he's going to change, he said, and that was immigration policy, and that is basically to prevent his brother from coming back from America.
In other news, who proposed a singing duet with George Osborne recently?
It was a soul singer, wasn't it? An American soul singer called Jeffrey Osborne.
Jeffrey Osborne,
And the reason he did it was because at the G8 last week, Obama kept on calling George Osborne Jeffrey. He did it throughout the meeting.
Three times in a meeting.
Three times in a meeting he called him Jeffrey because he got very, very confused.
I don't know how he confused him with a soul singer, because everyone knows George has no soul.
But the worst bit was he called Osborne Jeffrey, and he called Cameron and Clegg Zippy and Bungle.
I think Obama's just getting revenge for the time that Prince Philip called him waiter.
It's not someone cool. If I would worry now if I met Barack Obama that he would call me Anne. Anne Widdecombe. Not because I look like Anne Widdecombe, no.
No, it's not because he looked like him either, right? We've got to presume that Obama didn't actually think it was Jeffrey Osborne, the soul singer. May I also say congratulations to Jeffrey Osborne after his 1982 hit On the Wings of Love. How well he's reinvented himself in the last 30 years to become Chancellor of the Exchequer, right? It's not a facial similarity problem.
I think Obama always gets confused. Do you reckon for his first term he thought Hillary Clinton owned a card company and Gaddafi was a duck?
I think Obama probably just walked into that room of people and said, "I'm sorry, you just all look the same to me."
In other news, which former European leader is facing doing jail time?
I'm hoping it's Hitler.
They found him.
About time he got his comeuppance, isn't it?
That'll show him. That'll show him. That'll stop his cough. Yeah, he'll learn his lesson then, won't he? A couple of months in chokey. No, who is it?
Berlusconi.
It's Silvio Berlusconi,
Yeah.
who got
He's
jailed
been-
for 7 years.
Yeah, 7 years for sleeping with an underage prostitute, but he's offered to serve 25 if he can share a cell with her.
To be fair to Berlusconi, people get at Berlusconi, but to be absolutely fair to him, he's one of the very few politicians who has genuinely tried to engage young people in politics.
Do you know who he sent around to collect this, the underage prostitute, who he sent around to collect her from jail?
Mick Jagger.
No. He sent around one of his ministers who used to be a showgirl. They send for my ministers. Dun, 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 dun. No, I need you in minister mode. Takes off the big feather thing. What do you want?
Berlusconi had an excellent record, actually, of employing women in government. What he'd do is he'd see a woman that he fancied, ask her if she wanted a job, and then give her one in the cabinet.
Boom! I'm here all week.
I don't think he's ready for the sort of bunga bunga parties they're going to have in prison.
You think he needs to be wearing some kind of bunga bunga?
Yeah. It really hurts me
What is
about
a bunga
bunga bunga. What the thing that really irritates me about bunga bunga, right, is not that I haven't had bunga bunga, but I'll die never knowing if I've had bunga bunga, because no one will explain what bunga bunga is. And I'd like to think that I've done a lot of things, and maybe bunga bunga was one of them. In other news, which fashionable pair have been in trouble with the law?
Is it Wallace and Gromit?
Yes. It's Dolce & Gabbana.
It is Dolce & Gabbana. Why are Dolce & Gabbana?
They've been convicted of tax fraud in Italy, which is like being convicted of paying for underage sex in Italy.
I think this is a great example of the trickle-down effect of high fashion, because they actually committed tax evasion in 2005, and only now has it hit the high street.
At the end of that round, the points go to Josh, Holly and Andy. Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask you to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features David Cameron.
Oh, I love being out and about campaigning. It's a chance for us to get to know genuine voters on the doorstep and find out what they think about our policies. So tell me, sir, what do you feel about gay marriage? What, to you? Piss off! No, I didn't. Do you mind if we just step up here for a minute? Just got a small chore to do. There we go. That's Boris's house. I'm just popping a dog turd through the door. Anyway, I think that's enough campaigning for now. I'm a bit tired. Haven't had a holiday since Ibiza. That's nearly 3 weeks ago, so... Well,
Oh, hello. Yeah, it is good, isn't it? It is a chance for me to show that I'm not a geek.
yeah, that's right, David. Ed, sorry.
Yes, I'm not a geek. I tell you what, though, why there's so many leaves, but there's only one tree?
I think perhaps we should just get on with campaigning. Maybe we should go in here.
Oh, good, the shop. I can buy some Sinex. Yeah. Hello, I'm the...
Oh, there's no need for you to introduce yourself, young man. I know exactly who you are. You're from Wallace and Gromit. No. Anyway, welcome to Liberal Democrat HQ. This is a very important thing. We're stuffing thousands of envelopes with my job applications for when I lose my seat in the next election. Hello, Nigel Farage here. I drive a big purple bus. That's a euphemism. Anyway, people understand UKIP's policy on immigration, but we have others. I believe, for example, that all British people should be allowed, like me, to dip their clothes in mustard.
Well done, Hugh Taylor. Now we play a round called Wheel I Am. This game involves Andy, Gary and Josh. So if you could make your way to the performance area, please. This round is a stand-up challenge. I launched a wheel of news, and wherever it chooses to stop, one of our performers must step forward and talk about that subject. The winner is whoever I think is the funniest. OK, here we go. Let's have the first topic. Let's spin the wheel. The first topic is science and technology. Who wants to come in on that? Andy Parsons.
I quite fancy being a wind farmer. No, because I think out of all the farmer jobs, it's got to be the easiest, isn't it? You know, cock crows. Oh, wake up, out of bed. Check the wind's blowing. Yes, it is. Brilliant. Back to bed again. Alternatively, you know, cock crows out of bed, wind's not blowing, sod all I can do about it. Back to bed again. Because they never actually invent what you want them to invent. I am still waiting for a decent alarm clock, yeah? Maybe one that doesn't, in fact, alarm you, right? Maybe one that just nudges you awake, right? Gives you a little cuddle, makes you a cup of tea, a little tickle downstairs, then phones up work so you can't come in.
Thank you very much, Andy Parsons. OK, the next subject, please. Our next subject is charity. Who wants to go with us? Joshua Whittaker.
Charity work doesn't always go well. I had a situation when I was 10 and my school was raising money for the local church roof, because it's always the church roof. I don't know what the problem is with church roofs. It's like they're spending the money elsewhere. You're going, yeah, well, the roof's ruined, but we've just installed a hot tub, so come and praise the Lord in there. We all had to do different things, and me and my best friend Thomas decided what we were going to do. We were going to walk the 3 miles to our nearest market town wearing Wellington boots full of custard, right? We thought this would be good. And it would have been good, but for one small issue, which was when preparing the custard for the Wellington boot, my mum didn't think that we might want it served at a lower temperature. And you would serve it on an apple crumble. I tell you now, there are few things in your life more terrifying than looking at your Wellington boots and seeing them steaming like the entrance to stars in their eyes. I said, I'm not putting my foot in there, that's boiling hot. Mum said, isn't that the challenge? No, that is not the challenge. Don't know if you ever put your foot in a Wellington boot of boiling hot custard. A few of you might have. What is it? It's similar to a hot bath. With a hot bath, it goes something like this. It goes... That is too hot. With a Wellington boot of boiling hot custard, more like this. That is too hot. And suctioned on. Like a medieval torture devised by the Chuckle Brothers. Yeah, and this is doubly humiliating because I've had to go in 3 times to break the skin on the custard.
Thank you very much, Joshua Whittaker. OK, that leaves us with Gary. Let's see what topic you've been left with. Let's spin the wheel. And the topic is education.
One time at school, I lost my thesaurus. You know, I couldn't find the words to describe how upset I was. I remember sitting in psychology class, learning about Pavlov, thinking, no stupid dogs. And then the bell went and we all had lunch. I'm sitting at home, this guy knocks on my door. Have you ever considered an alternative energy supplier? I'm like, no, I'm quite happy with food. It's got to be a tough job going around door to door encouraging people to photosynthesize. I can give you the leading cause of anaphylactic shock in a nutshell. I've got the memory of an elephant. I remember one time I went to the zoo and saw an elephant. My nan recently claimed that she once gave a hand job to Albert Einstein. What a stroke of genius. Technically, shoplifting from the Apple store only counts as scrumping. Sex education lessons at our school were pretty weird. The teacher made us shout out rude words to get out of our system, like bum, willy, cocks, and we had to carry on doing that until he came. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gary Delaney. I want to give points to everyone there. Well done. Come on back. Now we play a round called Picture of the Week. I show the panel a topical image and ask them to tell me what is happening. So, teens, what is going on here?
Have they revealed the new title sequence to Dad's Army?
Are you sure it's not the new EasyJet route from London to Glasgow?
As I wish it were.
Is it a route from Hawaii to Ecuador made longer to accommodate the length of new in-flight movie The Hobbit?
Is this the carbon footprint of a fair trade grape?
Is it, in fact, the school run for Angelina and Brad?
Is it the new route for stacking over Heathrow?
Is it places EasyJet consider as London?
Yeah, you know the correct answer.
Is this an American estimating where Europe is?
Somewhere.
It's the route that Edward Snowden is attempting to take to avoid US justice.
That's absolutely right. Thank you very much, Josh. This is the escape route that whistleblower Edward Snowden planned to take after he left the United States. Snowden first flew from his home in Hawaii to Hong Kong, where he leaked secrets before escaping to Moscow. He was then due to fly into Ecuador via Havana, but at the time of this recording, he is still in the transit area of Moscow Airport. Mentally, you should all be transported to a man sitting on one of those blue chairs. Bing bong. Havana. Bing bong. He's sitting there, just, you know.
Just him and a lot of people in trench coats and trilbies with newspapers with eye holes cut out.
Bing bong. Bing bong.
They don't know. They're kind of struggling to catch him as he comes off the plane. I've got a plan. Have they tried standing there with a board with Edward Snowden written on it, just standing there?
He said he was relieved to land in Moscow, but then he was flying Aeroflot. So I should imagine everybody was relieved to land in Moscow.
Ah, poor Aeroflot.
God, I flew Aeroflot once from... When I was a student, I flew Aeroflot from Beijing to Moscow. And I sat next to a bloke who had a mole, and he had a hair growing out of his mole, which was brushing against my face.
If you had to flee, if you did actually reveal things, where would you, you know... It's very difficult to find somewhere you could go, but if you were to lie low...
Devon.
Leicester.
Devon. Leicester.
No one would ever look for you in Leicester.
See, I love that. I love that
I mean,
game.
let's face it, Richard III, he was there for ages now.
He was literally lying low.
I used to lie low. I remember saying this to my wife and said, where would you go if you had to lie low? And she went, probably my parents' house. And you're going, you're not getting the immediacy I'm trying to get across here, right?
She thought you said, where would you go if you wanted to lie low?
Actually, there were loads of journalists. The flight that he was supposed to take, and you know what seat he was in?
17A.
Yes, it was 17. That's Aeroflot seat 17A, that he was supposed to be there.
Did he sit next to a man with a massive mole and a hair growing in it?
No, in fact, he is the massive mole.
Oh, well.
I'm hoping they release a statement going, where is he? He's where he's always been. He's in our hearts. More like because he crosses the world all the time. Nobody's ever seen him. He's there, like whatever. And anything you write, any letter you write, he gets to read. He's Santa Claus.
Should we all be leaving mince pies out for him? Is that how it
The CIA will trap him in the end with just a little glass of sherry, a carrot and 2 minutes.
Mommy, look, Edward Snowden's been here tonight. The carrot is half eaten.
My emails have been read.
Who could we soon be seeing on the back of a £5 note?
Is it the Queen?
OK, depends which way you turn the note. You're absolutely right, but I think let's define that as being the front of the note, right? Who's on the other side of the note to the Queen?
Unlike the earlier question, I hope the answer isn't Hitler this time.
It's, at the moment, it's someone called Elizabeth Fry, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Who is, I think, Stephen's mother or the person who invented Turkish Delight.
Churchill is going to be on it, and there's been a bit of controversy because he's knocking off a lady, Elizabeth Fry. And if he was
from the note rather than getting her.
That'd be a hell of a note, though, wouldn't it? Churchill knocking off Elizabeth.
You fold it a certain way, they start doing it.
This is the proposed £5 note with Churchill's face on it. Yeah, mind you, critics of their being saying, well, that means there'd be no women on the note, have been assuaged by a move to.
No, but I think they should have a feminist icon on it. Not least because it means it'd be very uncomfortable for men to go to strip joints. I just like the idea of them having to put Emmeline Pankhurst in a woman's G-string.
I just got to say, I'm not a huge expert on them, but if you're putting fivers into a G-string, you're at, like, the most low-rent strip joint. It really is. Like, they're gonna love you when you go, one of these, maybe? There's £5 for you. I have some change. How much do I get for £4.20?
They have to have a woman on the £5 note, because if they put one on the next one up, she'd become known as the tenner lady.
If you were governor of the Bank of England and it was your choice who goes on the notes, wouldn't you have a bit more fun than that when you go $5? That's me and Menorca. Tenner, that's me meeting Kofi Annan. 20, naked lady. How did that get in there? 50, me and Jeff Boycott.
Let me list off some of the other prototypes that are included for the month, because this is an ongoing debate because they change them all the time.
Yeah.
For the £5, the initial plan was to have this. And then the value rises steadily. For the tenner, obviously, we have this. Particularly jaunty face for 20 quid. That actually works. That actually shockingly does. That really means something.
That would stop you spending that. That's
There's
so
no way
standard,
you
you go,
put that
oh, no.
No, I have to keep that because you won't.
Put that back in your pocket.
Obviously, there are issues of nationhood and nationality. So this is the €50 note, which was the original. But actually,
You look a bit like Gorbachev with that fine.
That's very good. At the end of that round, the points go to Josh, Holly, and Andy. Now we come to scenes we'd like to see. So if everyone could make their way over to the performance area, I'll read out this week's topics and then we'll see what our panelists can come up with. OK, here we go. The first subject is things you wouldn't hear on a fitness DVD.
OK, let's get you sweating in your own living room. I know you're an illegal immigrant.
Today we're going to work on our 3 problem areas. That's bums, tums and Afghanistan.
Do you want rock-hard buns? Then you need to get to Greg's at around 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Really stretch it out. Come on, really stretch it out. You're nearly there. Can you feel the burn? Can you? Good. OK, now you've got your leotard on, we can do the exercise.
So that's 3 minutes in, and it's time to wave goodbye to our American viewers.
Hi, I'm Il McPherson, and welcome to Wanker Size.
Hello and welcome to Get Thin on Heroin.
I got rid of all the extra weight I had when I was pregnant just by leaving him on a stranger's doorstep.
If you find weights really boring, do what I do. Don't wait.
Now, I find squats very important because I can't afford to pay my own rent.
Are you still too big to fit into that dress? Don't worry about it. Just go to Leeds. The women there don't seem to give a shit.
And now I can completely fit into the bikini. Of course, sometimes my cock flops out. But...
Hello and welcome to Pilates at Home. All the fun of Pilates without the embarrassment of farting in a church hall.
Hello, and welcome to Dara O'Brien's Bunga Bunga workout.
OK, the next topic is unlikely things for a vet to say.
Of course your monkey's got diabetes. You've been feeding him Cocoa Pops for 20 years.
I know it's expensive, Mrs. Smith, but if you want your cat put down, you're going to have to make 9 appointments.
No, I'm afraid Timmy won't be coming out of hibernation soon, and that's because he's not actually a tortoise, he's a Freibentos pie.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut open the stomach of your Rottweiler and hopefully I'll have both of us out of here in no time whatsoever.
Ah, if only they could talk, I'd be in prison.
The bad news is we've had to chop off one of Fido's legs, but the good news is you put roller skates on him, that's 3 million hits on YouTube right there.
You're right, Mrs. Thomas. This is the first beaver I've seen. Now, what pet have you brought in?
The good news is your snake has survived. The bad news is he's never going to walk again.
Well, sir, if you think this treatment is too expensive, I suggest you get your meerkat to find somewhere cheaper.
Well, yes, your horse is a little bit overweight, but it's nothing to worry about. Oh, it's a dog.
We just had the test results back on the cows, and it's not good, I'm afraid. They're 10% horse meat.
I'm afraid it's dead, Mr. Forsyth, but I would say maybe you shouldn't have kept it on your head for so long.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to put your dog down. Rover, you're a fat, lazy arsehole who couldn't catch a stick to save his life.
Mr. Johnson, you spoil that dog. Not only are you overfeeding him, but he's quite capable of licking his own balls.
At the end of that round, the points go to Chris, Hugh and Gary. And that's the end of the show. This week's winners are Josh Widdicombe, Holly Walsh and Annie Parsons. Commiserations to Chris Allison, Hugh Dennis and Gary Delaney. Thank you for watching. I'm Darby. Good night.
What the Week returns next Thursday at 10 with guests Milton Jones, Ed Byrne and Ego Goodall.
Where do they come from? Brussels sprouts?
Brussels sprouts?
Well, my arse mainly. But,
Ho, ho, ho.
Welcome to the Christmas special.
Read about the things that happen throughout the world. Don't believe in everything you see or hear. Read all about it. Read all about it. Listen to the world. Listen to the world.
Hello and welcome to a very special festive edition of Mock the Week. You know, around this time of year I like to look back at all the great things we accomplished during the series. We're setting a lot of great memories, inventing Monsoon Poultry Hospital, turning Andy Murray into a world beater, discovering that I look quite a lot like a penis sausage. These are great, great times. In fact, this has been so good as a Christmas bonus. We're going to give you 2 shows rolled into one. There'll be the usual mix of outtakes, unseen material and favourite moments, followed by the very best Christmas clips from years gone by. I hope you enjoy it. Why will Sir Ranulph Fiennes not be at home for Christmas?
He'll be dead. He'll be dead in the snow. Like that. That's why.
Why do people... They surely freeze like that. Why is it people always freeze like that?
He's walking across the South Pole for Christmas.
For Christmas.
I love that song. Walking across the South Pole for Christmas.
Chris Rea is
I'm gonna
best
lose my
They reckon for Ranulph Fiennes, they reckon it's going to be minus 90 at some point. Minus 90. A popularity rating Nick Clegg would kill.
He said it's the most hostile environment on Earth. but he's clearly never been in a Wetherspoons at breakfast time.
Well, it was his partner that came up with the idea, isn't it? It wasn't him that came up with the idea, and his partner's not going, which I love. Yeah, we're going to go across the South Pole at winter. You come in. Nah. Now you go. I'll watch from here.
His partner said it's because he would miss out on his pension. That is the worst excuse I've ever heard.
Who'd miss out on the pension? Oh, the partner isn't going because they'd miss out on the pension?
Yeah, he said it would affect his pension. Mainly because he'd die, I imagine.
Well, he was 65, wasn't he? His pension. Is he...
His partner's pension. Well, I read this.
Is he gay?
No.
What?
No,
no, his travel partner.
His travel partner? Oh, God, I thought I missed a big story somewhere on the way about Ronald Fine.
We're going to go across the Arctic at night, and we are going to look amazing. No one's going to be able to see us.
That's not fur for warmth. That's just a big headdress like in the Village People.
Yeah. Sorry. He's done everything, Ralph. He's climbed Everest. He's been over both of the poles. He's found the lost city of Rome. He's taken an expedition up the White Nile. You can't help thinking, is everything all right at home?
What are you running from? What are you running away from?
He took us on that expedition where he sawed his fingers off. That was with a saw that apparently he'd taken in case he needed to saw his fingers off. That's his pessimism, isn't it?
Do you know the best thing is, Nelly, you can actually get that as an app.
I was in Siberia not that long ago, minus 52 degrees, right? And it was so cold. We were told, we were in a tent, if we went outside for a piss, right, we had to shake as we pissed, because otherwise it was going to freeze back onto our penis, right? I tell you, that was a hell of a quick piss. Nothing frightens you more than you thinking you might get frostbite of the penis. Which was when I was quite grateful I've still got a foreskin, because I figured if I did, I'd still have a little bit to lose and it wouldn't actually matter.
Quite a thing to come out of a tent in the morning and see like a sculpture of kind of half arcs. Quite dangerous. Ah,
Andy, why don't you go further away from the tent? Yes, it's Christmas time, and we hope you're all enjoying the season at home as much as we are here in October. But now, in the past, people have said we don't try harder to be festive on this show, so this year we're going an extra mile. We decided to buy each other Christmas presents, so let's see what everyone got. Chris, I'm just going to go to you first.
Okay. Well, my first present is for Hugh. I've bought everybody a bit of headgear. That's for Hugh.
So we're going to put it on?
Yeah, you're going to put it on, yeah. That'd be nice, you know. It's Christmas Day, you've got to do that, haven't you? Because Hugh is our captain, Dara. The middle section denotes captaincy. He's the captain of the
the captain of the team.
No seniority, no points.
I'm also going to be in Fantasy... What's it called?
He looks more like being a remake of the Village People at the moment.
For Andy, I got I know what it's like going out in public and people hassling you and stuff. I bought Andy...
my present.
I look at your present,
I bought Andy a disguise so that he can disguise himself so nobody will know it's Andy. Nobody will be able to tell it's him. For Dara, I just got a lovely hat for him to wear. It's a lovely hat. It's a normal-sized hat for a normal-sized head. Completely normal-sized hat.
In other news, what is going on here?
Is Andy Murray stupidly about to post his gold medals?
Where's Andy Murray?
Andy Murray is in Dunblane in Scotland. This is his homecoming after winning the US Open, which was a surprise to me, as I had no idea he played golf.
Andy Murray, a man who actually came along to our studios, didn't he?
Yes, indeed he did.
Came along after he'd lost Wimbledon.
Yep.
And then after we'd all taken the piss out of him, he went off and he won the Olympics and he won the US Open.
Yes.
I think all sports people who are struggling should come into the audience of the show. Let's get Paula Radcliffe, Philip Sidowu, Nick Clegg. It'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
They had one of those golden letterboxes in Dunblane, but being Scotland, they didn't paint it, they just covered it in batter.
That's dangerous. There are a lot of teeth missing now.
What the shite is this?
I think this is a good time. If we can keep that picture up, it's a good time to get my only contribution to this bit in, because I'm an adult. I'm 44 years of age. His head's the same width as his neck. Weird. That's it. I think my work here is done.
How do you think that woman there, the one just to his right, how do you think she feels about being dressed as a postbox?
That's right, it's off the top of my head. Hey, I'm glad Scotland have got a new hero, because look, far left, Rod Stewart's let himself go, hasn't he?
Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask you to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features the royal family.
Oh, thank God that's over. What a terrible way to spend Christmas morning. Let's pop back to the palace. Oh, God, no.
I don't know if Your Majesty is staying for Christmas lunch, but if so, here's the menu. May I recommend the chicken nuggets on page 4?
No, I'm afraid not. We're going back to the palace for a turkey pot noodle.
Well done, Liz. Oh, God, look, he's brought me a bloody wine list. I don't want wine. I'm brimful of sherry. In fact, I'm bursting for a piss. Do you mind taking... Oh, there's no escape, Liz. Didn't say the pot noodle was turkey. I'd have preferred osprey. Now, I'm no expert, but that looks to me far too small and it's full of holes. You could spring sprouts with that.
Well, the real one, Your Highness, is much bigger and solid, yes.
Is it? How interesting. Yeah.
Would Your Majesty care to look at the keel?
Yes, I'll go with it. Incidentally, is there a lavatory on here? You see, I'm absolutely brimful of eggnog, right up to the Grimshaw line. And, ooh, who's up there? Oh, bloody protesters. I wish I'd brought my gun. They didn't do that, did they? Anyway, look, I'm not sure I can hold on much longer. There must be a loose... Excuse me, is there a lavatory on board this boat? It's just that in a moment I'm going to have to go over the side.
Oh, the photo. Yes, I used a very long lens.
Is there a lavatory down here? Or is it up there? Well, there must be a lavatory somewhere. Perhaps it's in there. Yes. Out of my way, man. I used to use the yellow pressure washer. In we go. That's it. I'm off. That's it. Hang on. Oh, that's better. Oh, that's better. Oh, life on the ocean wave. Got there just in time, Liz. New record as well. I was in there for 20 minutes. I'm not sure it was actually a lavatory, but anyway, I started, so I finished. What? Oh, look at them. Yes, hello. Tossers. Anyway, I hate protesters. I tell you what, I think one of them may have superglued my hand into my pocket. I can't get my hand out of my pocket. I can't move my hand won't come out of my... Merry Christmas.
Well done, you Gareth.
Well, actually, Dara, I got you a present because you're the main man. Take a lot of abuse. I hope you don't feel patronised, but it's Angela's ashes. Growing up in Ireland and...
Yeah. Thank you very much. I'm glad you cleared your cocaine out of the book. Who are arming themselves with rifles and pots of Nutella at
Is
the
it the
moment?
loose women?
Well, not loose women.
It's the people that are killing the badgers.
Well, people
I sounded more sad than I was about that.
You made it sound like the most hard... It's the people who are killing the badgers. Why, Mummy? Why, Mummy, are the people killing the badgers?
Okay. Why does someone think of the badgers?
It's the people killing the badgers because badgers apparently give cows TB.
Yes.
Cows, badgers, cows. that may be too black and white.
You say the black and white now, but black and white and red all over. Okay, that's a groan because of the pun or because the poor badgers? I can't work your moods out. Sorry.
Brian May, he's against the Badger
He's
colours.
against the Badger
and
colour, Brian
you
May.
can see why, can't you? He's only got to walk through the countryside without somebody trying to shoot his hair off.
What is the name of his organisation?
Queen, yeah.
No. Do you know what his organisation's called?
Is it
Team Badger!
It's called Team Badger, whose initials spell TB.
You've not thought this
The
through.
reason he's protecting badgers is because, judging by that picture, he owns the world's largest badger.
But what a badger it is. That is like a badger of destiny. Of that badger, he goes, I'm above such tiny considerations. I see far into the future. I see a land where badgers and man can finally... He also seems in that photograph to be on a Zimmer frame, so it's really not looking good for Brian on a
You know what's weird or wrong, kind of, about this story, though, is the fact that to attract the badgers out so they can shoot them, they're attracting them out with Nutella and peanut butter, which must be really difficult for people who live locally, who want to live healthily, right? So they go to the doctor tells them to go on a diet, go for a nice walk. They go for a nice walk, and the fields are full of Nutella. They're not going to get any exercise at all, are they? The only exercise they get is licking the grass.
Do you find Nutella to be so compelling a dish that if you thought smeared on some grass in a field, you go, lovely, snack time.
That would look like something else smeared on the grass in the field. You're very much taking your chances there, aren't you? Going again, one day I'll get there.
And what about the badgers that don't come out and are waiting for the toast?
It is just a lot of spread, isn't it?
They want to kill 3,000, don't they? That's what they will kill. And I was just wondering what they're going to do with them afterwards, because I'm a sort of part-time taxidermist. And I really fancy having a badger army.
I would love to think of you, Joe, buried with your badger army. Just your coffin in the middle and radiating outwards a badger army in separate poses, ready to attack at different points.
And just you embalmed in Nutella.
Yes.
If you cull too many badgers, you'll just force them underground anyway.
What celebrity has stepped into it?
Clarissa Dixon Wright.
Clarissa Dixon Wright stepped in. Do you know what she said?
She said,
Gas mode 4.
Essentially, yes, there you go.
I've got a present for you that hasn't been wrapped.
That's all right.
I'm really sorry. It is socks. I know that's boring, but they're not ordinary socks. They're DVT socks. Because I'm very worried about how little you move around, and I don't want you... Normally, you'd have to worry about it on a long... Yeah, it'd be on a long-haul flight you'd have to worry about it, but... Yeah, I haven't seen you walk for... Well, since 2005, so... I've also got a present for Chris here. Because, well, it's really a present for us more than anything. It's,
I put this on, right?
It's just a game, really. You put that on. You just put that on, OK? And then for the long periods...
You so look like John McEnroe at a
You want you do. And for the long periods of the show when Dara doesn't bother to look at us or talk to us, we can just play. Where did that go?
This is the
looks
best
like
Christmas ever.
It looks like a Dire Straits video gone wrong.
You go.
Honestly, I don't see what the problem is.
Gosh, this is just like my school days, only now I'm wearing a hat.
No.
Why was a Preston to London megabus stopped by the police on the motorway this week?
Just the usual reasons.
This was the story where a passenger reported seeing some smoke coming out of some other passenger's bag, thought it was a bomb, turned out it was a fake cigarette that was producing water vapour. Now, let's face it, if you've been pulled over, loads of police have arrived, you've got guns in your face, you're being accused of being a terrorist. That's not going to help you give up smoking, is it?
I'm always really freaked out by megabus. It's not the weirdest thing in the world, the megabus. Nothing against the bus service itself, but when you drive, like you drive a lot of time on the motorway, going to gigs, like the back of the megabus when you're driving along, like for those of you who haven't had the pleasure, there's times you just get hypnotised by that weird. There are many things I've observed. Firstly, why does that man have such large breasts? staring at that man's breast going, that is insane. What kind of...
Where can you go for £1?
I thought you'd have to contact Megabus. There's an address
I
there.
I'd have to put plus a 50p booking fee as if people are going to go, well, that's a rip-off.
I walked in here with this in my hand, expecting to be transported to a faraway land. Then I find you want more money off you? Screw you, Megabus man. With a big yellow man with enormous bazongas looks disappointed behind the counter. I apologise. I know that when you're disappointed, you don't go, I am disappointed. You know what's really irritating about this for the entire... In my ear, constantly, people are going, wear the hat, wear the hat, wear the hat, wear the hat. Yeah, they give me a yellow hat because they think I look like the Megabus guy.
That means that man looks like a penis sausage.
They should call it penissausage.com. Oh, something else is already called.
You're just bringing this up to try and make everybody forget that you look like a penis sausage. That's exactly what's going on here. You just look like a penis sausage in a yellow hat.
Oh, no! I have lost ownership of the joke now.
Somebody's got another new Twitter avatar.
Tell. I know you've probably got one decent round of applause still left in you. We may have bled it out, but I really would like to open the Christmas thing to people going, oh, holy fuck, jeez. How unpopular is Clegg at the moment?
Oh, man, is he ever unpopular? For sure thing. How many Nick Cleggs does it take to change a light bulb? Who's Nick Clegg? That's how unpopular he is.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Nick Clegg.
Nick Clegg who?
That's showbiz.
My surname was Delaney. I'd name my son Little Boy Who Lives Down.
I have to say it's quite depressing that you've got a better joke about my name than I've come up with.
And after beautifully hitting that high note... nope. Hang on. Wait,
I'm sorry.
Easy, Tiger. You thought that was it?
Yeah. I don't really understand your humour.
And after beautifully hitting that high note, look at the big smile on Posh Spice. You're right.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Would you do it? Are you going to...
Yeah, I'm not going to do it like that.
No. Yeah, okay.
It's all right. Just got a bit more coffee. No, leave it there.
Okay. Did you enjoy the Olympic Games?
I did.
Okay, we need you to walk in again because apparently Alan, Andy and Andy, you're walking in with shit.
Yeah.
Who are these two and why are they in the news this week?
Who are these two?
You're right, it is quite beginner, that. Sorry, I'll do that again.
Who are these two?
Who are these two?
I don't know, Dara. They look like nice men. Who are they?
Like me head.
All
they got
around my head. I will wear the
Why will you not die, Skywalker?
Michael, they have taken you.
Will you not go home and die?
Wasn't there any of that at the Olympic opening ceremony?
What?
None of it,
Irish rebel songs?
Yeah. They weren't all Irish. We've got a great...
really weird if they just open on a man going, England has stolen our young. Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a... Could you shut the fuck up?
Was that for me?
No, it wasn't. It was the end of his.
Oh, right, sorry.
No, he'd get to the fucking mic and then put it Well, this is the news that Ed Miliband has launched a campaign to make himself better known to voters, embracing his geek image and comprehensive school education. So is this going to make it more appealing?
No.
Okay.
Do you know what will make him more appealing? Standing him next to a big pile of shit.
Yeah, We're having fun. It's great. OK, how's that? Let me just... I'll just do this. Are you testing it? You liking this? Yeah. Is that all right? Oh, yeah. Too hot for TV. Yeah. How's that? Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas. This is the DVD your uncle bought you. Yeah.
I was watching the Paralympic sailing and I thought it was quite boring until I realised I was actually watching a repeat of 3 Men in a Boat.
Whose famous face was recently given a makeover?
Is this the Jesus story?
This is the Jesus story.
This is like this Spanish woman who tried to restore this painting and just ruined it.
She did. Where was it? By the way? It was in. It was in Spain. It was in Spain. I'm trying to
Where
find
the Spanish ladies are.
Yes. And they do dance well. It was in Zaragoza. It was in the Sanctuary of Mercy Church in Zaragoza.
That's it. And the authorities were very cross with her. Because the only people who are allowed to touch up in a Catholic church are, of course, the priest.
Yes, it was a church, the Sanctuary of Mercy Church near Zaragoza, and there is a century-old...
You really brought Spain to life for us there.
You have to make an effort with foreign names. You can't just be Zeds
and you say Paris, do you?
Zaragoza. Zaragoza.
Wanker.
Zaragoza. So, hola, ¿qué tal? Sí, bueno. See, the worst thing is I do the Spanish accent, it goes Mexican incredibly quickly. There was a fresco in a church in Zaragoza. This fresco was incredibly beautiful. They call it El Guapismo. Anyway, there was a fresco in a church in Zaragoza.
Where's the fresco?
It's in a church in Zaragoza. In a church in Zaragoza.
Zaragoza. How old was it?
It was a century. It was 100 years old.
A whole 100 years.
A whole 100 years old.
What a story this is. Somebody has touched up a 100-year-old painting on a wall.
Week. Zaragoza is a very sleepy town. I think it's much more the case that it was decaying because of where it had been painted, right? And so this is how the fresco looked originally. This is actually a photograph taken some years ago. Now, this is the fresco. It's painted by Elias Garcia Martinez. I'm going for it. Do it, man, do it. Right. This is how it looked just recently because the plaster on which it was built had decayed, right? So this is how it looked now. Okay. So a nice old lady, a nice Zaragozan lady, went in and repainted it. And just paint up. And this is how it looked when she'd finished. She did a great job of it.
Here's one I sent in earlier.
You really should be. Like old lady, Zaragoza. I am sorry, people of Zaragoza. We cannot return your painting. Thank you very much for sending it in to Moxie Week's gallery.
Your paintings because they're painted on a wall in a church.
She's actually made Jesus look like a Teletubby.
She also rounded him off as well. Like she twisted it around and the whole thing.
She thought she'd done a really good job, though, because everyone that she showed it to went, Jesus Christ! Completely fair. We don't actually know what Jesus looked like.
He didn't look like
just assume that he looked like... Who knows?
I tell you what,
this might have been the bit from the Bible.
I'm Jesus.
Tell you what, missing in the Bible where Jesus comes in after a botched face job. Last Supper, and everyone says, "Have you had any work done, Jesus?" No.
My furry hat. My furry hat goes all the way around.
She's actually seeing the restorer next week, isn't she? Because she's got to tell the restorer exactly what materials she used to do that. And you're thinking all she's going to produce is half a potato.
The irony is she is probably older than the fucking fresco.
I've got you a present, though. It's not, in fact, for you. It's, in fact, for your 16-month-old son. and I got him a little outfit. I hope you like it. It's in fact... It's a toddler megabus man outfit. So he can dress up like his dad. So...
It's like that of a penis sausage.
I didn't think that was...
What creepy, weird kids shop did you go to get this tiny little... I'm a minstrel from the 19...
The amount of work
Parent
I put
ambition.
into that. I can't believe you throw it back in my face.
I'm not throwing it, I'm keeping it. I think it's fantastic.
Thank you very, very
No
much, and
problem
that's
at
really
all.
touching. I look forward to never seeing any child of mine. Because they're not getting any of the Megabus empire. No. That is mine.
From £1 only. The Megabus Empire. I tell you what, you and Hugh have got a gay act going strong now. Look at that.
He's the captain, I'm the Megabus. He's the captain, I'm the Megabus. Who rides on whom? Difficult to know. He's the captain of the Megabus. Wait, this is not my child's hat. Okay, the first subject is unlikely things to hear on Crime Watch.
So now we go back to the kidnap of Louis Spence. Police are repeating, if you have any leads, please keep them to yourself.
And now, Crime Watch appeal. Lend us a tenner. Go on.
Don't have nightmares. In fact, don't go to sleep at all in case somebody breaks in and murders you.
Police described the man as looking a bit like a penis, a bit like a sausage, and armed with a buzzer.
A woman appears to have robbed a dairy farm, making off with a bin bag filled with cottage cheese. Oh no, Kim Kardashian's got leggings on.
Do not approach this man. He is a professional counterfeiter. He even has the certificates to prove it.
And now, a new programme. Spring Crime Watch. This week, a badger tracks the bastard who tried to kill it.
Hello, and welcome to Crime Watch. Here's a crime. Let's watch.
Police say do not approach this man. He has an iPhone 5 and will not shut up about it.
And we're just getting news that the superglue prankster is still on the loose.
The case was closed in 1974 and police have never reopened it, mainly because they've forgotten the combination.
Police have described the man as being about 6 foot tall, curly brown hair, blue shirt, looks a bit gay.
Bang on.
Yeah.
Did you see a policeman knock over a newspaper seller? No, you didn't.
This reconstruction starts with some sad piano music. Never a good sign, is it?
Have you seen anyone acting suspiciously? You were probably watching Hollyoaks.
Do you recognise this man? Neither do we. Oh. Wait.
I'm not going to be able to protect you.
Do you recognise this man? Neither do we, but apparently he's been on Celebrity Big Brother. I think that was worth it, don't you? Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello. Did I see on the tube?
You're all right, gay, correct.
Police have no idea where Mario Balotelli is, but they're working on the theory that he's disappeared up his own arse.
Well, normally that's where the Christmas special would end, but not this year. No. Stay tuned for a look back at some of the funniest moments from, get this, our previous Christmas specials. Do you enjoy Christmas? Do you like the holiday season?
Why isn't there any decoration on the set?
I know, it's ridiculous, isn't it?
Without any decoration, boys?
Yeah. Christmas is here.
Nothing. Nothing makes Christmas more than a miserable Scot just going...
Do it now. This should be the opening of the Olympic ceremony. That'll be good.
Well, do you enjoy the Christmas?
I hate Christmas. It's like the opening sequence of Saving Private Ryan, except every third person is a woman puking into a handbag. People queuing to get into Yates's wine lodge. That sums up Christmas. You're queuing to get into somewhere shit. Just women who are praying for the invention of the morning after Bacardi Breezer.
You make Christmas specials a lot differently than we do in Australia.
Yeah.
See, this is the most miserable Christmas thing I've ever been involved in. This is my worst Christmas.
And now we come to our special Christmas quiz. I asked the panellists a series of questions all about the festive season in the hope of filling 5 minutes we're trying to get out of this of our Christmas special. So, teams, here we go. First question, what Christmas tradition was it? There are no buzzers or any points. This show is not built in any way to accommodate genuine quizzes. But nonetheless, you can take your turn. Which Christmas tradition was inaugurated by Sir Henry Cole in 1843?
Is it the Christmas tree?
It is not the Christmas tree.
Arguing with your relatives?
No, it's not that one either, I'm afraid. No.
Is it holding mistletoe above your head and therefore being allowed to sexually harass other people?
It is not that happy tradition, no.
Is it waking your children early, saying to them, oh, it looks like the sleeping pills have worked, happy Easter?
Is it going to church just once a year, and that's usually at midnight after the pubs have closed because you want one more glass of wine?
Man, you really want to be desperate for your wine, wouldn't you? It's something to bring up at an AA meeting. I sat through God. That's how much I wanted another drink.
Is it a Christmas stocking?
That's not Christmas stocking.
That's a Victorian tradition.
Were you trying to mime something there for us?
It was...
The Christmas card.
Yes! Well done, Ed Byrne. Points for him. Congratulations.
There are no points.
I know there are no points.
You promised us there'd be no points.
Name Santa's reindeer. I'll take attempts at this.
Donner and Blitzen.
Correct.
Prancer and Vixen.
That's 2 each.
Dasher.
Yes, 3
It's like they're doing a duet.
Gonza. But not Rudolph. That's a lie.
We've had... What have we had? I've lost. I'm actually lost.
Donner and Blitzen.
Donner and Blitzen. Some Dasher, Comet.
Bashful.
Bashful and Sleepy. Doc and
If one's called Comet, one's going to be called Curry's. Or
Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Comet, Vixen, Cupid.
Cupid?
No, we said Cupid.
Ridiculous name for a reindeer. Cupid.
They must have teased him, though, with a name like that. They must have teased him. He must have been the reindeer that they teased.
Reindeer are notoriously shallow, in fairness. If the story about Rudolph is anything to go by, reindeer are ridiculously shallow. And they will make fun and they will slag you off until you get a job with Santa, and then they will all love you. The last line of that song should actually be, and then Rudolph turned around at them and said, well, fuck yous, I'm with Santa now.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Why did you look at my ass for the entire... Why don't you fly the entire world while you look at my hole? Right? It doesn't matter how fast we fly, that's all you're going to see. Ho, ho, ho. Yeah, all you're going to see is my hairy reindeer ass going all around the world. The nose is in the front, bitches. The nose is fighting fog, but you're looking at my ass, Cupid. That's all you get.
Enjoy your reindeer game.
Oh, can we move on? Oh, sorry. Is that not festive enough for this ridiculously good time? Sorry, am I not striking the mood of the nation at this stage? Yeah, look at the bitches! Look at that ass! See you, baby! Shaking that ass! Shaking that ass! Yeah. Good night! Yeah. Ho, ho, ho. What honour was the actor Nicolas Cage given this year?
Oh, Nicolas Cage, right? He's actually going to be able to turn the Christmas lights on in Bath.
This, by the way, aren't the lights in Bath. This is...
Apparently, what happened was...
Those are the lights in Dundee.
Somebody actually put a note through his door. He's got a house in Bath, and he's agreed to turn on the lights. I put a note through Cheryl Cole's door, and apparently that's a matter for the police.
Do you know what's really weird about this
Not
story?
only is it incredible that they've got Nicolas Cage to do it, but also there must have been an incredibly uneasy phone call to Barry Chuckle. Yeah, sorry, Barry, Nicolas Cage is doing it.
Well,
Maybe they gave him a part in an action movie where he knocks out Vin Diesel by turning round quickly with a plank.
Do you know what's really awkward about this story? This is genuinely true. Until last week, I was doing it.
Really?
I was there. Yeah. And then from nowhere, Cage has just jumped. It's funny. All my relatives like, do you want us to sort him out? No, I don't want you to sort him out. Because we'll go around there and mess him up. Don't mess him up.
Because you were originally up for the part in Face Off as well, weren't you?
And what's really funny about it is the lady that posted the letter through the door is the exact lady that went, oh, we'd love you to do it, you'd be great. And then I read in the paper, without even telling me, the big Nicholas... You bitch!
About 10 years ago, I switched on the Christmas lights in Kidderminster.
Wow!
And because I've been rude.
There are Christmas lights in Kidderminster.
Yeah,
Were you asked to do this?
Yeah, because...
We had Bruce Willis!
We've been rude about Kidderminster on television. Got a letter from the Kidderminster Tourist Board or whatever saying, would you come and switch on the Christmas lights? So you think, oh, that'd be great, I'd love to do that. But you don't actually do it. Because what they do is they give you one of those enormous pretend switches, right? And you have to kind of go like this on a balcony to a crowd below, and you kind of go, oh, we're going to press the thing now. And you press it, and as you press it, a bloke in a room behind turns on a switch. So you're not doing it.
So hang on a minute, so that bloke's going to be me. I'm going to be the
Right.
So you were asked to do it because you were rude about it?
Because I was rude about Kidderminster. I also did a joke once about Wolverhampton and got invited on a tour of Wolverhampton.
I'm thinking bigger than that. If I slag off Jessica Alba, do I get a tour of Jessica Alba?
Well, apparently Bristol wanted to have Bruce Willis switching on their lights, but then they remembered that he tends to get into a lot of trouble around Christmas time.
OK, John's story struck me during the week. This you may not have seen one. It was a story in Ireland in the Evening Herald in Dublin last week. And it's quite a moving story. It's about Alzheimer's disease. It was, yeah. And the story basically was being a big head may be good for you. Scientists found that large-headed individuals with Alzheimer's have better memory and thinking skills than sufferers with small heads. All of which is quite interesting. You see, the next paragraph I found difficult to take. People with larger than average heads, like comedian appear to be better protected if they develop Alzheimer's disease, as studies suggest. Now, that would be all right if it wasn't for that. Like, the article actually came with a giant photograph of me next to the article, under the word big head, to have protected me at that time. Written underneath that was extra large : report is good news for Dara O'Brien. No, it's not. It's not good news, because I suddenly realised I've got a big head apparently. What do you mean you suddenly realised?
Protect us from the Alzheimer's. Back in Canada, I did some modelling. It was for medical. It was for penile dysfunction. It was a before and after picture.
This is true. I didn't model. I don't model for big heads. I don't regard myself as having a large head. I don't have difficulty buying hats. I don't have difficulty getting into jumpers. My head doesn't cause me no...
When did those three guys get here?
To be fair, a big head doesn't normally cause the owner a problem. It causes the owner's mother a problem. How do you
Have you ever seen Dara?
It's smaller than my hips, for God's sake.
Your head is smaller than your hips. What kind of shape are you? You're a peanut.
Shakira. My head is smaller than my hips.
Dara, but it's...
Is your head not smaller than your hips?
No! Dara, look at me.
Oh, you're weird.
Yeah. Look at me. I'm going to take you to a hall of mirrors and show you how you should look.
the kids from Mars. See, look at that. It's fine.
Your head is absolutely enormous. In fact, on a normal size head, that would be a full head of hair.
But the good thing is...
Are you not staying in my house tonight?
When Dara opens an umbrella, it's like one of them little cocktail ones.
To put in context how big it is, Dara, it has its own gravitational field. It's pulled in an entire planet behind it. This desk was straight when we started.
I was expecting sympathy. That's why I introduced it.
Yeah. What I did was I said something about... I revealed a weakness in front of 6 comedians, and I thought, there's a group that'll help me through this.
I think of you all as friends. I don't think of you as comedians. Our next round is called Newsreel. We play in a recent piece of footage featuring people in the news and ask you to suggest what might be being said. This week's clip features David Cameron.
Right, well, they said this was the place to go for the world leader's Christmas party, but doesn't seem to be anyone around. That's a little bit strange, so never mind. Oh, dear, look, a long corridor, lots of cameras. Oh, my God, I think I may be entering the Big Brother house. Never mind, I hope they've got the housemates I wanted. Stacey Solomon, Ian Beale and H from Steps. Merry Christmas, everybody. I'm Angela, Bavaria's next big model. Bless the eyes.
Yes, I used to be a world leader, but not anymore, no. I've come to read the meter. It's over there. Yeah. I got the pencil. Ah, bonjour. How are you? Oh, my God. Even the Chinese are taller than me. I tell you what, maybe I should start wearing collared heels. I tell you a secret. I'm already wearing a panties.
Look, you'll enjoy this. Look at that. See? That's one of our riots. Yes, it's gorgeous. But it could be Kabul. Yes. Hey, big fella, how you doing? Yeah, Merry Christmas. How was your year? Yeah? Well, it wasn't bad, actually. Yeah. I tell you a highlight of mine, I personally tracked down and killed the world's most wanted man, Osama bin Laden, yeah. There was no footage released because I did it on my own. Yeah, I did. Bang. I got him. Yep, that's me. Yep. So, has anybody given you a Christmas box? Well, unfortunately, no. I was hoping to get one with Nick Clegg's head in it, but... Yep, that's me. I got Osama, yeah. Yeah, I killed him. Bare hands. Yeah, no joking. Yep, that's me. Someone has dropped this curtain on me, but from where? Oh, I'm not going to drink any of the tap water. I think David Walliams might have been swimming in it. So, yeah, it was me. Bare hands. One blow. Yeah. Yeah, presents. I won a stepladder. Yeah. No. It's Ben Kingsley, isn't it? Oh, lovely to see you, Mr. Cameron. Come over and sit down here. Yes, please. Make yourself comfortable. Well, thank you very much. Yes, I think there's great scope for cooperation between our two nations. I think we can move forward together in the future. And if I can say just one thing to you, symbols. Please don't go. Please don't go.
Thank you very much.
My dad used to work for Qantas. He was cabin crew. And the best thing, my favourite thing I've ever heard, I think, about Christmas is that so every second Christmas as a kid, my dad was away because he was flying. That was the way it worked with Qantas. And this one particular year, he told me that they were flying on Christmas night. And in the middle of the night, the captain, the pilot called him up and said, listen, in about 5 minutes I'm going to ask you to turn all the lights up because everyone was asleep. So he went, yeah, all right. He said, don't ask, just do it. So 5 minutes, my dad turned the lights up, everyone woke up and the captain came on and said, ladies and gentlemen, sorry to wake you in the middle of the night, but we've had a special request on the radar. It's a special person flying around the world tonight who wants to come on board. So if all the kids are awake, he's coming down, and then the pilot just jiggled the joystick. And the plane went, and he went, he just landed. And then out of the cockpit came Santa and did the whole lap of the aeroplane, gave out presents to all the kids, and then went back into the cockpit. And then the captain said, now we have to give him a bit of a run-up, so I'm going to speed up a little bit. And he actually pushed forward on the engines, and all the kids just went
No wonder Qantas planes have got a big hole in them.
That would be an amazing way to hijack a plane, wouldn't it? Just take over the Santa. Yes, Christmas is over. I've got 6 presents for you here.
Trying to bring some Christmas joy.
Okay, what commodity has been snapped up in enormous quantities this week?
Chocolate.
Not quite chocolate. Not quite chocolate.
Cocoa beans.
Cocoa beans.
Cocoa beans. There's a businessman whose name I don't know. He owns 7% of the world's cocoa beans.
Yes, one mystery man owns 7% of the world's cocoa beans. All he needs is a glass elevator and some Oompa Loompas. It is a story that will explain economics to people who are a bit meh about banks and didn't really get what was going on. If you say to them, one guy bought all the chocolate and now the chocolate is going to be more dear. And they go, that's a disgrace. I know. Imagine if somebody did that with, like, gold or property. They wouldn't do that. They have.
I just wonder how often he spends annoying his friends and co-workers and his underlings who have to laugh at him because he's the boss. Just going, good, ask me how I am, ask me how I am, ask me how I am. How are you? Full of beans.
What he was doing, and Dara, you'll appreciate this, was getting a head start on his competitors. There hasn't been that much chocolate hoarded since Eamon Holmes was getting ready for the World Cup game.
Here's the interesting thing about 5.3 billion, because apparently he bought 241,000 tonnes. He has
that can nearly fit on your head.
Nearly. 5.3 billion quarter-pound chocolate bars.
Did you hear the sigh in the middle of your own sentence?
Yes. I can't believe I let you all have it for free. Can I finish the point I was going to make, right? Apparently the amount of
you've probably got loads of sentences.
Like that.
Yeah. Like a stag.
You probably think this is going to finish after the show.
I know you'll never mention that again. And members of the public won't mention to me either. That's the best thing about it. You will get one. From there, I will crush your entire head.
Oh, Dara, is it yourself or is there an eclipse?
Is this why you studied astrophysics? So you could understand yourself?
Yeah.
Fuck, your head's big.
Christmas story, heartwarming, delightful. There was a Christmas dinner. I think it was the Christmas dinner or the day after Stephen's Day, as known, or Boxing Day here, and it was 3 generations of one side of the family: granny, uncles, aunts, kids, and people started telling jokes, and they're all like, what lies at the bottom of the ocean, nervous wreck, all these kind of cracker type jokes. And then my cousin, who's I was about 11, my cousin's about 12, 13, he said, "I've got a joke," and they said, "What's the joke?" And he said, "What's pink and hard and you rub it in the bathroom?" And the tail would thump, because all the elders went, "Oh," with that, and because he was the eldest cousin, I think, and so everyone below him went, "Oh, I don't know now. That's an interesting." Could be many things. This is a teaser. I wonder what this is. Right? And there's a pause, and he goes, "A bar of soap," and every elder went, "Whew." And all the kids went, that doesn't... The soap in our house is green, for a start. And that could have been it, except his dad, my uncle, then, for some crazy reason, went, "That's not the real answer, is it?"
Well, the first joke I ever told my mother was, and I was about 8, I should think, and I didn't understand it. I said, "How do you get to Shepherd's Bush?" "Up the shepherd's leg." And she sort of ignored it.
How will one London shop be getting into the festive spirit early?
Are they going to be selling really big hats?
No. What's going on here?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Is it an elk shagging a nesting box?
Has that tree got Dutch elk disease?
It's the... It's very Christmas. Is that bloke in the corner saying, "I'm sorry, Rudolph"? No, that's an automatic ban, I'm afraid.
Rudolph survived the crash, but unfortunately Santa really doesn't exist anymore.
It's a moose.
Yeah,
Oh, is it? I was hoping it was an elk, because he was drunk, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. He's a drunk moose.
And he got a terrible hangover, so I was hoping to say, how did he get rid of the hangover? Alka-Seltzer.
Well, you can't say it now. You just say Moose-a-Seltzer.
Moose-a-Seltzer.
And Moose-a-Seltzer doesn't work as well.
Is the elk going, "You're right, Brian, I couldn't jump over the tree"?
The moose is saying, "I'll come quietly, officer." Well, reasonably quietly. I don't know if you've ever heard a moose come before, but it's not subtle.
What's the difference between a moose and an elk, anyway? If you can tell that's not an elk.
I can't tell. I was told that is a moose. I can't tell if it's a moose or an elk. I'm not going, well, in my long years of doing the Norwegian spring watch. Me and Bill Oddy. Sorry. This just in, they're the same thing. That's too neat.
Yeah.
What? They're just the same thing. Just the same thing. Don't confuse people. They're the same thing.
Yeah, can I just tell you how that thing got over its hangover then?
Yeah.
Alka-Seltzer.
In other news, who's in line for Christmas #1?
This is the Pope. The Pope is going to be releasing a record.
Somebody from Geffen Records, who are his record company, said the Pope has got almost a lullaby tone to the way he sings. Schlieffen, Kinder! Schlieffen! Schlieffen! Oh, the Santa Claus, Nick's coming! Nick's coming! Schlieffen!
The thing is, it's going to be a very popular record, though, isn't it? It's not just going to be Christians who are going to want to buy it. Everybody is going to want to buy it because those who aren't Christians are going to want to play it backwards to see if there's a different message inside.
Wouldn't that be great? Just meet me by the bins, meet me by the bins, yeah. Meet me by the bins, meet me by the bins. Oh, meet me by the bins. I'm buying it.
I think you should record that. That's actually quite good.
In fact, let's do that. Let's rival him. Let's do a Mock the Week Christmas song and see if we can't get it to #1.
And will the lyrics have to be "Meet me by the bins, meet me by the bins"?
We can put that in the video.
Guys, what are we doing making a Christmas album when we could clean up with a calendar? October! Is that Darryl loading hay bales in October?
What is going on?
Oh my God!
You don't
what are you doing?
Don't give up the nipple. No. You don't show the nipple. That's the juice. You got to hold that back.
I'll let you in a secret. I've got 2.
God, this is the happiest Christmas ever.
You have no idea how often we see these.
Scaramanga is amongst us.
Yeah. How fat were your nipples? They're incredible. The size of them.
My nipples are...
Are we supposed to be insecure about our nipples now?
Fingers you're looking at. Oh, do it some more. Anti-clockwise, anti-clockwise. Oh, yeah.
We're giving you 1 month just as a bit of a teaser here, and the other ones you have to buy, I'm afraid. We're kind of getting you addicted to the heroin with his nipples, and then we're withholding the gravy from there on in. Yeah. Well, where will you be? Will you be sitting behind a piano or something, or maybe what?
I'll be on top of the piano like the Fabulous Baker Boys.
Where will you be, Dara? That's what you call it. I see Dara as a sort of a farm hand. Just logs everywhere. Just loads of girls go.
Yeah.
Or it could be very artistic. It could be like Munch's The Scream, and it's just you completely naked.
Yeah. I like this album.
Thank you very, very much. In a kind of is that my cock out? Oh! Here on a bridge in Norway.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Okay, the next topic is unlikely things to hear at Christmas.
I'm afraid Grandad's dead. He fell into a bowl of Christmas cake mix. Sounds unlikely, but you see under the surface, very strong currents.
It's time to drain the 25th vegetable in our advent colander.
Bad news, son. Santa's just sent a text. Apparently he won't be able to make it until after the sales have started.
Your mother has always wanted to be somewhere hot for Christmas, so I've changed her to the Arga.
Santa's deliveries were much quicker this year because he didn't have to deliver to the naughty children of Tottenham and Croydon.
Oh, this is embarrassing, dear. The smaller set of underwear is actually for my secretary.
I'm afraid Santa wasn't able to bring you a toy train, so he's brought you a toy replacement bus service.
Mum, these are just flattened pieces of cardboard. This is just an Xbox.
No. The Wii is yours, darling. It's not Granny's.
No, Grandad, you kiss under the mistletoe, not the camel toe.
I haven't got you a present, Grandma, because Daddy promised you'd be dead.
Either we've been burgled or all Dad's got us for Christmas is a big poo in the middle of the carpet.
Now I got the Christmas presents early this year. I looted them in August.
We're turning the Christmas lights on in March. They're energy-saving bulbs. They should be ready by September.
So I've rubbed goose fat on these, so if you put your bra back on, Gran, I don't think you need to have to worry about the cold anymore.
That's a jumbo sausage roll, isn't it? That means I've eaten the Wii controller.
You better watch out, you better not cry, you better not shout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town and he's had an incredibly long drive. The last thing he needs is any shit off you two.
Oh, no, I have to say Merry Christmas. I literally cannot find it in my heart to say Merry Christmas. Ah!